T. Clark here. In this video, we'll go over the 2026 AP Computer Science A FRQ number 3. And in 3, we start off with a separate class that we're going to be using, but we're not going to be coding in. So the course record class in this scenario was used to store information about a student enrolled in a course. So it'll always give us a partial definition, but the main things we need are the two methods, or however many methods. In this case, 2. And it says we're going to return the student ID, a unique ID, and it'll be a string. So right away in my notes, wherever my notes are, on my scratch paper or where I'm going to type the answer, I'm going to say use get student ID and, which is a string. Because I'm thinking of ID, I think of like a number, but it's a string in this case. And then I want to use get absences. So those are the two methods I'll be using. What does get absences do? Returns a non-negative, so 0 positive, representing the number of times the student in this course has been absent. So I guess it's like a teacher has a class and they have students in the class, and then, or they have students and absences for each. Oh no, so it's one record. One record has one student and the number of absences for that one student. Okay. Then since it's an array list, we'll probably have an array list of course records, like a list of students, and each student has their ID and the number of absences. Okay, that's the scenario, or that's this course record. Okay, I'm going to copy this over like I do into, so I just copied this over and then to be implemented, I see right there is this stuff, so I'm going to put that right there, that note to myself. Okay, so let's look at the attendance class. So it maintains two array lists of course record objects named history list and math list. Okay, so we have the students enrolled in a history course. Okay, so it's like two courses. The students enrolled in a math course, like teacher in history has their list of students and their absences, and the teacher from math has a list of students with their, again, their ID and their absences. So I guess we can keep track of that to see like sophomores in history and math and do something about that. So let's look at the comments above the method we're going to be writing. So again, we're going to be writing this method, and it says we're going to return the number of students who are enrolled, so we're counting in both the history course and the math course. So enrolled in both, so they are in the history and they are in math. Okay, so then we're going to say, but have more absences in the history course than the math course, excuse me. Okay, so their student ID exists in the history list and the math list, means the same student in both lists, both classes, I guess. And then more absences than in history than math. Just greater than? Just more, yeah, not equal to, just greater than. Okay, preconditions. No student ID appears multiple times. Okay, so you can't have the same student in the same list multiple times. Same with math. And then history list and math list do not contain any null elements. Okay, don't worry about null. And we're not changing anything at the end. Okay, we're not removing the students or anything like that. Okay, so let's look at this scenario. Okay, we're going to write the method more history math absences, more history than math absences. We're going to return the number of students who are enrolled in both the history course and math course, but have more absences. That's just what it said again. So sometimes it gets annoying because the scenario is the same text as the comments, but I guess that's just how College Board does it. Let's look at the scenario. We have a history list or a history class and a math list, and then we want to see how many are here. We have all these students will be in both Dr. 3, OT 32, SQ 98. There it is. There it is, and RY 00. Okay, and then of these, only OT 30 and SQ have more, so it's 2. So we're counting. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start counting with my result. Start counting at 0. There's my count. and I'm going to return the count. Return that result. Okay, I'm going to loop over, so it's a list. What are the lists called? Oh, it's right up here, but I'm going to look up over here. History list and math list. I'm going to loop over the history list. So I'm going to say, I'm going to use enhanced for loop. So for every course record, and I got course record because it's right here. And I'm going to call it, I don't know, history student H, yeah, whatever, just H. Every course record H from the history list. And then I'm going to say for every course record M in the math list. So we're looping over each list, and we want to do what? We want to see if it's the same student. Same student means they have the same student ID. So I'm going to get the IDs. So I'm going to see if the IDs are equal. So I'm going to get the IDs. So history ID is H dot, and what is it? Get student ID. Not double dot. And then the same thing for math. Can I just copy this and change it to MM? I think I can. Math student ID. And I need to see if they're the same student. So if the IDs match and they're strings, so it's dot equals. So if it's the same student, then I need to do what? Count it? No, only count it if the absences are more. So I'm just going to say histories, absences. So H. And again, I'm not doing HID because that's the student ID. I need to get the course record because the course record has that dot get absences. So I'll say H, which is the course record. If the history absences for that one student. And these are ints, so it's equal. The math, what? M, there we go. Get absences. So if that student has more absences, oh, not equals, what is it, greater than? What about equals, greater than? I was thinking of the same student, I think. So if they have more absences in history, then we count it. Count one. So I'm checking my notes to myself. I used get student. Yep, I used get absences. Yep. I can delete that so I can show everything on the screen because I think that's it. Yeah, we start counting at 0, go through all the histories and all the math students and get their IDs, see if it's the same student. And if the absences of 1 is greater than the same student's math absences, then count it. Okay, that's it for FRQ number 3. Have a good day.